Hello and good day, everyone. Today I have for you a new AI story which I created and wrote by myself. This story is a work of fiction and is completely satire. It is not meant to be taken seriously or to offend anyone. Hope you enjoy the video. So, let's meet our main character of today's story, Lumi. Lumi is a soft-spoken, cat-loving streamer who leaned into an androgynous, femboy aesthetic that made him instantly recognizable on the internet. Yes, I said him. With dyed blonde hair, pink dresses, furry cat ears, and a shy smile. Lumi never really cared for feminine or masculine pronouns. Because she knew she was already popular online for being a femboy, Lumi had built a huge following online, not just for streaming video games, but for also streaming to fans daily activities she does at home.
Damn, I'm so freaking hot.
The fact is that she was very beautiful despite being born as the mill. Lumi really made men not only question their sexuality,
Am I gay?
but they all stayed for the comfort of his live streams. Some of his dedicated fans even sent him huge donations during live streams. Lumi would get flooded with friend requests online, with male fans adoring him. Lumi, the Polish femboy, wasn't always as beautiful as we see her. Just some time ago, before he had developed his character, an internet persona named Lumi, he went by the name Marek Kolask. Marek lived alone in the city of Krakow, Poland. He didn't have much friends out in the real world or any steady form of income or a job. He was actually struggling to get by, and he was facing eviction from his apartment. He had received a final eviction letter from his landlord stating if he was to not come up with the last 2 months of missed payments, including next month's rent, he will have to be evicted.
What am I going to
Marek
do?
desperately needed to find a way to get money, and he was willing to do anything. Marek spends most of his time on websites like Reddit and Rule34. One day, as he was doing his usual scrolling on Reddit, he had come across a post called Transmaxing. He became intrigued and did more research into this Transmaxing subreddit. He had read stories of men transitioning or changing genders, typically from male to female, as a way to improve their life circumstances, such as social acceptance, dating prospects, and even personal happiness. This term maxing was very new to him, and it borrowed its meaning from other words like looks maxing, which means trying to optimize some aspects of your life through changing physical appearance. An idea popped up in his head as he was reading this subreddit. If he could develop a female character and continue to stream or play his video games, he could potentially grow a fan base online.
I have an idea.
Transmaxing seemed to have worked for many others on the Reddit post he was reading, so maybe this might actually work out for him. Marek already had an interest in wanting to try on girl and feminine clothes. He also really loved cats, so much that he considered himself a furry. Marek applied for a loan so he could be able to make payments for his rent in the following months, and he would take his time to set out on a journey of self-discovery. As Marek fell asleep that night, he had a dream of becoming a beautiful, feminine, Polish e-girl. The next day he woke up ready to make his fantasy a reality. So after putting in more thought into the idea of becoming a femboy, he decided it was time. He needed to make this money or else he'd lose his home and have to live out on the streets. Marek started out with the basics. He experimented with trying on girl clothes such as dresses to feel more feminine. This was his first time ever cross-dressing, and he was starting to like it. Marek started to try on makeup to appear more feminine. He was getting better at applying eyeliner, concealer, foundation, and blush. Then Marek found something that would elevate his feminine appearance. One day, he was able to grab a bottle of pills online shopping through the dark web. The name of this bottle was called Estrus. It was used as a form of estrogen replacement therapy. He was going the full length of having his appearance match that of a Polish e-girl. He started taking the pills, and the effects were almost immediate. After several months of being on estrus, he had developed smoother skin, a feminine face. His hair grew out. He was starting to grow breasts, He was becoming more beautiful each day, and the birth of the Polish femboy Lumi was born. Lumi was going live on Kick as per her usual schedule. She had a big announcement to make to all of her viewers watching. The viewers tuned in watching her from all over the world. Many were die-hard fans of Lumi, some of which even bought her current line of merchandise to show support to her. Many of her fans were men that were either lonely, desperate, or single, or they had never been with an actual woman in their life. They were all watching her live stream and completely mesmerized by her beauty. Lumi made her huge announcement. Whichever fan sends her the biggest donation will get an exclusive one-on-one call with her on Discord while she takes a bubble bath, and her bath water from that session will be bottled and shipped to that lucky donor, no matter where they reside in the world. This drew an attention from many of her thirsty male audience, as they were getting their wallets ready to send money and flood her chat with donations.
Wow, look at all these men that want my bathwater. They must love me so much.
So Lumi watched as her donations piled up on the screen. She saw that her inbox was getting flooded with so many messages from men, begging her to choose them for the Discord call and for her bathwater. Then there was a very nerdy Polish man by the name of Krzysztof Lewandowski. He also lived in Krakow, Poland. He actually went to the same school as Lumi and had saw her before her transition and after. After he saw Lumi's transition, he had fallen in love with her and was one of her biggest fans. The only problem was he had never dated anyone before and he was still a virgin. He grabbed his wallet and made sure to send one of the biggest donations he had ever done. It would be his way of drawing the attention to him, and he'd finally get a chance to be on a Discord call and mention to Lumi that they were once old school buddies. Lumi saw a notification on the screen. She got a donation from Chrissy778 for a massive amount of 50,000 Polish zloty, which is approximately 8,300 US dollars when converted. Krzysztof was confident that after the 10-second timer she'd announce his username. The time had come. Lumi was getting ready to announce the username of the donor that sent her the most money.
And the winner is Curryboy Raj 212.
Krzysztof almost had a stunned expression on his face. He thought for sure his name would be called, but instead it was Curryboy Raj 212, which was a man named Donny Raj Sukhmeet from New Delhi, India. He had beat Krzysztof's bid by sending Lumi a massive amount of money, 80,000 Polish zloty, which was approximately 22,000 US dollars after conversion. Krzysztof was furious.
You gotta be kidding
me. He wasn't going to have a chance to see Lumi, and instead, Sukhmeet from India was going to get all the attention and her precious bathwater. Sukhmeet was so happy that day that he had spent the night sleeping peacefully and listening to his favorite song, My Curry Milkshake Brings All the Femboys to the Yard. The next day, Lumi got in a Discord call with Sukhmeet, and she prepared herself to get ready for her bubble bath on call. She stepped into the bathtub looking right into the camera as she took her bath. Lumi also decided to do other things like dye her hair brunette, just to give an extra show to Sukhmeet. After her bath, she grabbed a jar and scooped it into some of the dirty bubble bath water, which he just laid in. She bottled it up, and Sukhmeet could see everything live on the Discord call. He was drooling from his mouth, and he was in a state of euphoria. Lumi packaged the jar and shipped it out the next day. Sukhmeet waited many weeks for the package to arrive. He was growing more and more frustrated waiting. Then one day he saw a van pull up to his driveway. A delivery man said a parcel had arrived from Poland. He was eager to collect it. When Sukhmeet took the box inside his home, he couldn't wait any longer. He pulled the jar out of the box and he started to stare at it in amusement. It was his Polish femboy crush's bathwater. It was sacred to him. Lumi was sitting in this very water. He immediately took the lid off and had a sip of this water. He had found what he's been searching for all along. His life finally has a purpose. The taste of femboy water. He drank glasses of Lumi's bathwater almost daily. It became a ritual for him. He was addicted to the taste of her delicious bathtub water. Then one day, as he was starting to sweat profusely and was feeling very lightheaded, he wanted to take another sip of her bath water, since he was trying his best to savor it and make it last. But he was feeling very ill. A brown mucus started to secrete from his mouth. He then started to foam at the mouth, and then he suddenly collapsed to the bathroom floor. He was almost knocked unconscious, but he desperately reached into his pocket to pull out his phone and dial 911. He was taken in an ambulance and rushed to the hospital. He then was given some medication to be put to sleep. As he was sleeping in the hospital, he had a dream that Lumi was right by his side on the hospital bed, but it seemed almost too real to be true. Suckmeat woke up. He saw a nurse, then he saw the doctor come into the room and spoke to him. The doctor told Suckmeat,
I know it's hard to resist drinking a beautiful Slavic femboy's bathwater, but it landed you in a coma for 6 months. We had to feed you through a tube. It turns out you contracted a deadly form of giardia after drinking the contaminated water.
Suckmeat didn't know what to believe. The doctor told him that now he's conscious, he's free to go home, but it will take him some time to start eating solid foods again. Suckmeat had lost a lot of weight during his stay in the hospital. Suckmeat was finally discharged from the hospital, and he was shocked at how different he looks now. It's almost like he was a new person. As for Lumi, she continued to live stream to her fans and have them pay for her bathwater and other items. She was making so much money that she was even traveling across Europe to become the most iconic femboy to make history. If you like this story and would like to see more of these AI stories, drop me a comment down below and leave a like on this video. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.